because we have a shtick that we're doing, and shticks are hard to keep going forever. So, and I thought this outfit would look better. It doesn't matter. It's blue and black is what matters. Okay. I am ready. I am ready. I'm ready. Turarts, you look so good.
I feel less than ready, but I'm gonna go with it.
Cool. All right. Let me make sure that I can. This should be 5. This is switch to 5. Fantastic. We got our stuff together. And we are not gonna do the regular intro, I guess, right? We wouldn't do a regular intro. We'll just start with the Lion's Rest music and then let that go for a few seconds and then do the intro.
Beautiful. I love it.
Cool. And then even I can sort of fade away from that too if we want to. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Fancy. Yeah.
All right, rad. Oh, everybody thinks we look hot. Thank you, everybody, for saying how hot we look. Appreciate it. We are going to go live now. In 5, 4, 3. Tonight, on a very special episode of The Converted, the World of Warcraft podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US, we pay tribute to the soon-to-be departed. Today is July 16th, 2018. It's just about 6:15 Airy Peak local time. Thank you all very much for joining us.
In this episode, we have guildies gathered today at the tomb of our king. Your condolences. We remember those whom we lost in our fight with the Legion. And tomorrow is pre-patch day.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here tonight to remember what has been inarguably one of the best expansions in World of Warcraft history. I am Barfolomew the Paladin, and with me tonight is our entire converted cast. First, our dear friend Turarts.
This is generally when I ask the chat room to tweet their converted shoutouts, but today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask you to join us in-game. Please put on your best funeral transmog and come to Varian's tomb in Stormwind. Whisper me, Turarts, with your best memories of Legion, and we will read them later on in the show.
This evening we've also brought in our beloved Eshelon. From the beginning of the show our solidarity in honoring the expansion. Ash, how are you tonight?
Well, it is a solemn event and time. I am here to say a final goodbye to our beloved king, Varian, and goodbye to knowing my class very well and having to relearn things. Say goodbye to flying for a period of time, and try and look forward to building new memories in a new expansion. It's always difficult to face the uncertainty of the future, but you know, together I think this guild can create great memories together. So goodbye to Legion and hello BFA.
I feel you, brother. As always, Salmisis the Shaman is here. Sal, are you doing okay?
Barf, I'm barely keeping it together. Legion has truly been one of my favorite expansions, and today it comes to a close. I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do from now on. You know, I feel like I'm just losing so much. But how about you, Barf? How are you doing?
Well, yeah, everyone's right. It's a pretty sad day. We're saying goodbye to something that we really care about, but I gotta tell you, I'm here to to celebrate really one of the best expansions. Like I said earlier, I played through at least some of all of them, and I gotta tell you, I had more fun in these last 2 years than I think I've ever had in this game. This Legion brought me a ton that I hadn't seen in World of Warcraft before, and I loved it. So, I feel like this is how I typically approach ceremonies like these and events like these is man, I gotta tell you, this has been a heck of a ride, and I'm sad to have seen it gone, but I was happy to have been here for it, for sure.
Tonight we will share what we loved most about our dear Legion expansion. Remember those whom we've lost, and then celebrate what is to come. I encourage you to join us in-game and whisper Turarts. She will allow your voice to be heard. Our friend Eshelon will bring your thoughts from Twitter and the chat room. But first, I'd like to take this time to ask each of us what your very best memories of this great expansion have been. Turarts, I would just love it if you would go first.
This has been one of the first expansions in a long time where the immersion factor was real for me. From going through the quest and not being able to fly and having to climb up the mountain and swim in some oceans, it was so welcoming and so refreshing to be able to dive back into the game that I love and have such a new and fun take on it. So just that beginning quest lines of being able to pick your adventure and diving into something that was fun and totally immersive. Esh, what would you say your very best memories of this expansion would be?
I mean, I just gotta say, the rating that happened this season, this entire expansion, it went from good to great. The team that we've put together this year is it's a great group of people, talented, dedicated. They all love the game. They all were having fun because the expansion was so good, and just having that camaraderie, overcoming the challenges that we overcame, and doing it in a manner that I found this expansion was just everybody was a class act. I mean, it was really special in that way for me. Just and spending time with other raid teams as well. It was a lot of fun this expansion. I got to participate and join other folks more so in this expansion than in previous expansions. The community has been a little more open. It seems like it's more there, it's more open, and it's free. I don't know, freer to gain access to. And so the rating in that way has been a lot of fun this expansion, just sharing it with more and more and more people all the time.
I really feel like I have to agree. Legion was a expansion that brought us basically constant content. There was always something to do. There wasn't always something that every person loved. There was a lot of pieces of the game that I really enjoyed that other people maybe didn't, and the other way around. But there was never a time, really, in this expansion's lifetime that I felt like I was just bored and had nothing to do. Beyond that, like you were saying, that there was just, we had a lot of raiding to do this expansion. If you think back on previous expansions, between Warlords and then Mists of Pandaria before it, I really feel like as far as number of bosses and number of raids and the frequency with which that we got this new content, it was like constant updates. And then within those raids, I feel like I got so much out of my team, you know, the Rubber Chicken Coalition has done a ton of really great work these last couple of years. I don't really even have to think very hard to come up with all of the crazy inside jokes that we've come up with, and I'm sure that the audience, the majority of the audience isn't going to catch on to some of these, but I remember fighting Miley's in the tree, and I remember the shocking wheat thins. That was a great time. And the murder hallways. We had a bunch of murder hallways. Man alive. Like, it's like the expansion provided a ton of space for just, like you were saying, this sort of camaraderie, this team building, these sorts of things that I wouldn't have traded for anything. Galvis says one in chat. Scary Mattress. Everybody knows Scary Mattress. He lives under the shelf there.
The guy who would always pop the traps in Tomb of Sargeras every time.
Every
time.
Even
when you surround the trap with the world markers, Lucky Charms all the way around the whole trap, still would just like pop everything. That guy.
That was
I
the
love
same
that
guy
guy
who had the gold buff and grabbed the green orbs, right? Yeah, I know that guy.
Yep.
He's a good guy.
It was a lot of fun.
We all had those the special experiences. I will say the guy that grabbed the gold buff instead of the green was perhaps not my favorite. But if I were to truly look back on this wondrous expansion, I think what I'll remember the most is Malfurion and Tyranda's marital problems and how we did a deep dive into their relationship, and we now truly understand.
Tyranda! Can't help myself.
Exactly. This expansion showed us Ferrandis, who did everything, risked everything for his people, and they hate him. This expansion gave us our first max level zone. And if you weren't a rogue or a feral druid, you were pretty much just screwed. But more than that, we got to watch ourselves die over and over and over and over again in each raid tier.
Literally hundreds of times.
Turarts, Eshelon, have any brave souls come up to you with any messages, remembrances, or even shout-outs from fellow mourners?
I have a few to go over.
Please go ahead.
I have to get closer to my screen. Hold on 1 second. All right. Exclavier. My favorite part of Legion was coming back to the best guilds in the game and being back with friends. I think a lot of people can agree with that one. Frasley says his best memory has to be the feeling of adventure of going into High Mountain for the first time, just the scope of scale in that zone. And for a second memory, this was the expansion where I found my family of CTR. My life has truly changed in 2017 through the love and support of all of you. Leatherstrap. Although... Hold on 1 second. Although me and Sassy, the wife, just came back to WoW a few months ago after many years gone, it has been good being back home with friends and allies. Long live CTR and the Alliance. Jack of Skulls says his best memory was raiding with Faceful before IRL ate up all his time. He misses them so. Winborg says ahead of the curve with Salad Senate, and also tell Sal hi. She knows me from way back.
Hello.
Zeph says her favorite Legion memory is starting her podcast about her absolute favorite game, meeting new people, and interacting with Guild. She misses Varian tons. We all do. Gavin's Glenn would just like to shout out the CTR for making Legion more meaningful. He thought of quitting years ago. CTR has given the love of the game back. Silverbolt says that she found her way to CTR halfway through Legion. Reached her goal to make new friends that I could meet and hang out with at BlizzCon 2017. Hung out with a bunch of folks from the Rubber Chicken, which she soon joined and raided with. And met a really amazing person in the guild that opened up a whole new world of adventure and a Blizzard-made relationship. Eli says time with Hydro Volunteer File Department, raiding was phenomenal, great times and great achievement. Zaleria, the best part of Legion was every Tuesday and Thursday with Raid 6 brothers and sisters. This has been our best expansion by far, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. Daltus says, good Legion memory for me was when Kyafin suggested I join a raid with her raid team, Gluttons for Punishment. It brought me back into raiding and WoW and reminded me that it was like to have a group of folks who get together a couple times a week to raid. Jonathias, Legion gave me time to unwind and have fun with my wife. We're small business owners, so time is at a premium. And Legion allowed me time to have fun and reflect on how lucky I am to be with her. Bagaria, the thing I remember most was the death of Ysera. Was the first time I cried playing a game since Final Fantasy VII. Seeing her become a star in the sky was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in a game. Grand Nagus, the nod, my favorite moment. The Dark Lady's nod on the airship before the battle, before she had to pull out to save the Horde. Alexandra, getting ahead of the curve, the last night of Legion, just minutes before the start of the Converted podcast. Troublemakers, best and most fun team ever. Ashleen. Shout out to Jermaine, who's done so much for players in Legion, from greeter work to mythic dungeon carries, and helping just in every way he can. So much love. And finally, Minorite. R.I.P. all the hours I lost fishing drowned mana for an amazing fishing pole I never use.
Nice.
That is it for now.
Well, I saw a shout out to Acomp and Spencer for the wonderful streaming and hosting they've done recently. That's about it. I saw some folks that have mentioned a Varian Rin, again, someone whose name I could not pronounce for the life of me.
It's okay, brother.
100% Ren started playing WoW in 2007. He was a big part of every expansion and quest line as Alliance, Home City, Family, Familiarity, Solace. When I saw the cinematic of his defeat, I cried for 5 minutes straight. My heart was devastated. And of course, Navox, his strongest memory is of, and will miss the King Varian Rin. Yeah.
I have one more. Blue Fur. Best memory is of my raid team, the Troublemakers. We persevere, love you guys, and love CTR forever.
Thank you so much. Please continue whispering Turarts or putting your messages in the Twitch chat, and you will have another chance towards the end of the show to make your voice heard. But now I'll turn the mic to Barf.
This time, I'd like to remember all those whom we've lost in our war against the Legion. Turarts, would you mind reminding us?
Many thousands of Azerithians gave their lives to save our world. Here are but a handful. King Varian Wren, War Chief Vol'jin, Ysera the Dreamer, Tyrion Fording, the Druids of Sithilus, Chromie, so many times.
Turarts, I need you to stop. Just hearing Tyrion Fordering's name again, that just feels a lifetime ago. But it really was at the beginning of this expansion. And to end with the Druids of Silithus pointlessly dying when the sword was thrust into our Azeroth. It began with death, and it has ended with death. It is not possible to name everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to pour one out for our homies. And I raise my mana potion to pour one out for our homies. Esh.
Chromie just
Now-
died again. I'm sorry.
Poor Chromie. Esh, we turn the mic to you now.
Now is the time when we look to the future. Legion has given us much. What lies ahead is just as important. Barf, what do you celebrate?
Well, I'm really I'm here to celebrate Legion as a fine expansion, an excellent expansion, and I'm here to celebrate everything that we're going to find moving forward. We're going to see new allied races. We're going to see new story. We're going to see some new sweet paladin transmogs. But mostly, I think, we're probably going to meet a lot of new friends. We're going to go on some new adventures. We're going to meet some new people. We're going to find some new enemies. Slay them like we're supposed to. You know, forward momentum, forward progress. That's what I'm here to celebrate today. How about you, Turarts? How you feeling?
I know for me, it is always the excitement that a new expansion brings. Seeing old names come back into the game, having the new contents, the new quest, the how are we going to get through this fight between the Horde and the Alliance? What is going to happen with our leaders as our king Anduin grows into his position? It is truly an adventure that I have been waiting to go on ever since we saw the first cinematic of Sylvanas and Anduin going after each other. So here is to our new king and leading us into this great expansion as we press forward to prove that we are a force to be reckoned with.
Cheers. You know, I'm looking forward to the story. Primarily in the beginning, it's all about the story and the questing, and the sweet transmogs are going to be pretty good too. But one of the things I'm looking forward to most is the the deep, compelling storyline that is right there under the surface, bringing us all of our new battle pets. And if I can score 160 to 200 pets this next expansion, that's just gonna be the best. So I'm hoping to really get into that storyline tremendously. Other than that, I'm looking forward to getting my raid on, getting the Mythic Plus on, with the new dungeons, with the new raids. You know, the team has been getting better and better over the years, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going to go and how far we're going to take it. So those are the highlights, I think, for me. Sal?
Bag space. Do you know how many legendaries I have? I only play one tune. I have every single legendary that drops for any kind of shaman. Until now, you haven't been able to delete it. Until now, you haven't been able to vendor it. Now I'll have 80 slots left where I can put anything I'd like. I'm also looking forward to a new weapon and transmogging it into whatever the heck I want it to be. I'm really looking forward to not being forced to choose between what a rock tells me I'm allowed to have in the dark, cold, shamanic cave. I'll be able to wield any weapon I desire. And no one can tell me otherwise.
Hey, can shamans use one-handed swords?
No, shamans have never been able to wear swords. I don't think they can figure them out.
Oh, I don't think you can use
Eshelon, you mock my pain! You mock my pain!
I mean, I would apologize, but
I can wear swords, buddy. It's okay. I can wear swords.
No longer will I be limited by my ability to get through a mage tower. Do you know how hard that is on elemental when you can't cast while moving? And how everyone had it for so long, but I didn't. I will no longer be put down by a system that judges me. From tomorrow, I am free of this.
Until the whatever Battle for Azeroth challenges are introduced, of course. But by then, your weapon appearances will be different, so you'll be able to do it better. We're all here together to walk each other through this. We're our support team here. We got your back. Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you can't wield the one-handed swords, I'll wield them for you. Mages can wield one-handed swords, so I got your back.
We'll carry the swords. You can, the axes or whatever it is that your people use. It's fine.
A mace and a shield is what an elemental shaman is supposed to wield.
Do that.
Not a fist weapon. I will cast the Doomhammer aside for my enhanced spec and wield my fist weapons from the Highjaw raid that no one returns to. At this time, Turarts, Eshelon, do we have anyone else who would like to speak out?
Just checking the Twitter, and I'm not seeing any new tweets. So, Gerards, anything new on your side?
I do have some more in-game. Copernicus says, my sincerest condolences for the loss of companionship with the Sunday morning mass resurrection. The best raid team is in my heart and mind for eternity for the Alliance. Gravesaber says, joining this amazing community and making a tremendous group of new friends. And Fraz, a mournful shout out to all the poor, innocent individuals who lost their lives in Legion by going the wrong way off a cliff many, many, many times, myself included.
High Mountain was treacherous, indeed.
And let's not forget I'm pretty sure there were hundreds of arcane portals opened to Dalaran Crater.
I do have one more last minute.
Thousands of dead bodies at the bottom of Dalaran Crater at this point.
And that is mostly your fault, Eshelon.
Certainly. That's where we recruit the best raiders, at the bottom of Dalaran Crater.
Ashleen would like to shout out to Guillermo, Sprout, and whichever team it was, helping people last night get ahead of the curve at the last minute. And shout out to all of CTR who saved me from a lonely life when they came to AP during Panda time. Winchester would say the fondest memory of Legion has been finding my friends in the rubber chickens and raiding with them. Legion will always hold a special place in my heart because of them. Kayafin would like to shout out to event planners and officers of the guild that plan and ran events this expansion. So much content, so many contacts made, so much family in arms.
Let's not forget those of our friends who were swap blasted into precarious places, crushed by elevators, burned alive in fell lava, thrown off of cliffs, all due to a terrible device that engineers constructed a few expansions ago, and all the wondrous fun it creates at someone else's expense.
Brother Eshelon, I saw some people in the chat room with a few more remembrances. Could you share those with us?
Oh, the chat room. Maybe you could start, and I'll catch up.
Squinty says the best part of Legion for me, the communities of CTR built by Casey, the Rubber Chicken Coalition, Frogspout, the Young Sun Heroes, and Kayafin.
Winchester says, Legion means to me getting rich by chipping off pieces of Magni without him knowing it and selling them on the auction house.
The speaker!
Kayafin would also like to add being able to help others find this guild in this particular X-Pack. With so much to do, everyone finds something or someone to do it with.
And Winchester shouts out to everyone who rode off the side of a cliff after getting their unicorn mount, not realizing that it could not fly. When Di
This-
says sorry, this I think this one was already said. Best part of Legion for me, the communities of CTR built by Casey, the Rubber Chickens, Frog Sprout, the Unsung Heroes, and Kyphon.
This all seems this entire experience sounds like an illusion.
What are you hiding?
Amongst this group, we're hiding nothing, Eshelon. Nothing at all.
I feel baited.
This has truly been a cathartic experience for all of us. Before we end, we have some small items of housekeeping to take care of today. Firstly, if anyone is listening and is interested in our fine guild, please visit guild.convertraid.com or find us in-game on the Airy Peak server. Eshelon, Turarts, do you have anything further to report tonight?
Oh, go on, Ash.
You know, speaking of, chipping parts of Magni off, that's what we did last expansion. Next expansion, it's all about chipping off parts of Azeroth. Where blood's coming up out of the ground, her essence, so to speak. It's hardening into this crystal, this azurite, and
How
we're
dare
going
you
to
touch the azurite?
we're going to exploit it. We're going to make armor out of it. We're going to extract as much power as we possibly can from it. Probably make a lot of gold on the auction house and destroy our enemies and our world in the process. So, I just thought I would like to, end it on a more cheery note.
On the events side of things, make sure you are watching guild.convertraid.com. You will find all of our events there. As we go through this expansion and communities develops and things change, we will always have our events at guild.convertraid.com. Nan would also shout out to Slater, who went from a brand new player to someone who actively tries to help others.
I would also like to let you guys know that Rectified has killed Agarmar on Mythic difficulty as of just a few days ago. So congratulations to Rectified on a big Mythic kill. The Troublemakers killed Agarmar on Heroic difficulty. And the Rubber Chickens killed High Command and Eminar on Heroic difficulty. So well done to those teams that are still progressing.
Unless anyone has anything further, I think that might wrap us up for this evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out and spending some time with us tonight in celebration and in remembrance of World of Warcraft Legion. I'd like to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for the theme music that we use each show. You can find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is at Summer_Sal. Esh is at Eshelon, and I am at a bonus level. Sal, when is our next episode?
We will reconvene in 2 weeks. On July 30th, we will welcome our dear friends and comrades, Navox and Berserker of the podcast Unshackled Fury.
Talk about a celebration. That's going to be an
Indeed.
exciting show. That's going to be all. That's going to be it for all of us tonight, though, folks. Thanks all very much for coming out. For Turarts,
Bye.
for our Eshelon,
Bye-bye.
for Sal,
Peace be unto you.
and for myself, walk in the light, Vindicators. That felt good.
That was good. We got a suggestion from one Mr. Navox that we all stand up in game and cheer and take the most epic of screenshots and tweet all of the things. Let's see. Hey Guild, if you're not busy, form up in Stormwind throne room. Why are we going to the throne room, Navox? If we're all at the... No. Wait, no. we are already here at the tomb. Silly. Come to the
I think he's
tomb.
listening. We probably don't have to type it at him. Although
Well, I
the
also
typing
don't
is faster.
Well, I'm time to support the live king. Well, that's not a bad idea, but we're all here already. I told
So-
Navox. Huh?
I just saw in chat that the troublemakers actually got their AOTC just about an hour or so ago.
Yeah, right before the show they
Congratulations.
did.
I actually should have known that because, I think Lonnie was with them when it happened. Apparently I just read what's on the spreadsheet and don't actually use my brain. So just so you know.
Yeah, that was mentioned twice in the shout outs by one Miss Turarts.
I got your back.
So it was definitely a situation. Now we're all our violet
I want you to know
spellwings.
something else, okay? I have a Y chromosome. My mind just kind of sticks in one direction, and so this multitasking thing that you guys are so good at, forget about it. And by you guys,
Look
I
at my
mean
moose.
you guys that have 2 X chromosomes.
How are you going to
That's
throw a
not
brother
count.
under the bus like that?
Look.
I mean, I don't know how you do it. You have skills. I don't know how you
I don't
do
know,
it.
man. I keep
My
my
attention
chromosomes in
is in one
alphabetical
spot.
order just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to be led, however it is that whatever form that takes.
Are you in game at all?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
The person who's doing the other camera for us.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to be in game because you're doing the thing. Yeah, we're
So
all
do
in
we
all
face the camera or do we cheer in some other fashion?
Oh, we're going to struggle to do that because of the feathers.
Right.
Fiddlesticks! Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
Salmisis, are you on fire?
That was a live flame.
Pour all the water that you poured on your keyboard on the fire. Sal, I don't have your address, so I cannot call the emergency services. I can't tell them to go to Sal's house. They're not going to figure that out.
That's why I keep one of these on hand at all times.
Wow.
You never know when something like this is going to happen. So
All I have is that
PSA,
fan in the back.
PSA kids,
It's still
make
burning.
sure you have
and it's
one
under
of
my
these.
clothes.
let's see.
Stomp it.
It's still in the green. I check it monthly. It's on the safety checklist. Still good for now.
Who are all these birds?
Someone mentioned putting mayonnaise on the fire. I'm not sure if that's I don't know if that's a legit strategy or not.
That sounds like... Oh, okay. Winchester said it? Okay. I was going to say, that's a meme out of my channel. That's not... CTR doesn't know about that.
All is well.
We played a video game once
a
where
minute, I can't
Indiana
hear you,
Jones
though.
attempted to put mayonnaise on everything, and it didn't work.
Why can't
Until
I
one
hear
day
you?
it did work. I put mayonnaise on a statue, and that let me move the statue and climb
Why can't
it.
I hear you?
I don't know.
Because
Did
you
pull your
ripped the
headphones out?
thing, you pulled the headphones out.
Oh, it's probably this.
Yeah, I think you pulled the headphone out. That's
Did
why
you-
you can't.
Did you unplug it?
Got it now.
Is it unplugged?
I hear you.
Put mayonnaise on it.
Did you find the fire extinguisher, Sal? Did you?
I believe it was one Mr. Navox that told me don't have real fire.
It was.
Kind of shaman can't. I'm just saying. They're all upset about
So,
shamanism. Can't even control a
I
small
broke
fire.
it. It was legit like laying under the. This is a clothes rack behind me,
That's why she just
Rat.
does chain lightning. Chain lightning.
and it was laying like this, burning. Like, oh, fuck. Yeah. So
That
That
veil
broke.
was hot
This
as
co-
frick.
you
Oh,
look
yeah,
so
no,
good in it, though.
Yeah. Dress clothes suck, don't they? I'm
I
sweltering.
committed, but that was hot as frick.
Yeah, but look at the. You looked great, first of all, and
All
our
you guys look
gentleman.
awesome.
Okay, this is just like a t-shirt. This is like a tank top, and I put a little black dress thing on it.
We're all pretending a little bit. A
I'm
real
totally
gentleman doesn't
pretending.
wear
This
a
shirt. This shirt doesn't even have a top button. I just like did with the tie, make it look like it had one. Just shoved it up there.
So
Doesn't
I
even have a
love
top button.
Fraz's
No
like
self-
great effect with the glasses. No, I need those to read small text, and the whispers in WoW are really small. So
Let's see.
Baby tiny.
You'll be the death of you, says Granegas. South Stage Shaman Blue. I said Alliance Blue. Alliance Blue.
It's literally shaman blue. The blue of the text of your name is shaman class color blue. I looked up the hex code. And it's the
really?
same color blue. Yeah.
How did you like my
The
mana
mana
pot?
potion? It was very
That's
magely
pretty
of
cool.
you.
It was very what?
I said
What'd
it
you
was very
say?
magely of you.
Did you like how I like literally poured it out?
What did you pour it into? You had something
My
prepped for that,
lap.
right? Did you really? You didn't have like a
It's-
bowl or like a... You just... No, stop pouring water all over your stuff! Winchester, come on, man. What do I think? What do you look like? Do I look like I'm running around with clip-ons, man? Come on now. No, it's a real tie. A real tie. Come on now.
But I found this at the dollar store today, and I was like, it's a mana pot. I'm going to pour one out for my homies. I was going to get a bottle of Colt 45 and fill it with water.
Speaking of Colt 45, did you hear who's going to be playing Lando Calrissian in Star Wars Episode 9?
I did. And that's amazing.
I mean, if they can't get old man Donald Glover to do it, I guess Billy D. Williams is a good second pick. They can't age Donald Glover like 60 years.
Listen,
Yes.
Solo apparently wasn't that as great, you know?
I enjoyed it.
But
I had a great time.
I haven't seen it. I'd like to. Tell me they're not going to use the power of Donald Glover right now.
Donald Glover has a lot of power. Why wouldn't they use Donald Glover power?
Donald Glover. Yeah, to make a solo movie. I was just like, am I mixing him up with Danny Glover? No. To make
No,
a solo movie.
He was really good in it. I like.
No, to make a Lando movie is what I mean. To make like a thing where he's the star of it.
Give me that. I want that.
I will watch and pay for anything in Donald Glover.
People don't seem to like the Star Warses when there's not the magics and the swords. I just think it's fun. Let's do it. I want to make that movie. I want to watch it. Jack of Skulls
All
knows
the
what's up.
people flying. Let's see.
So I
I'll
have
throw out spark
a.
of herbs.
I have to change the subject just a teensy weensy bit before I go. I have a PSA. Your pet charms.
Yeah.
If you plan on buying certain things from the pet vendor, you should buy it today. Spend all of them. And those things are the leveling stones and the rare stones, the stones that make your pet a rare pet. Okay. Like if you're planning on buying a pet or a toy or something like that, you can buy those with this charms later. But the things that would be helpful for future, pets, such as the leveling stones, things like that, the pet charms won't buy tomorrow. So buy them now. If you want leveling stones or you want the blue stones, I think the purple stones also. I don't think that's a good, way to go with your
So basically, I just got
charms.
to spend all my stones tonight.
Yep, I
Drop them
recommend.
stones.
Yep, buy all blue stones. You're probably going to need a lot of blue stones come the next expansion if you grabbing some new pets. All the wild pets you'll probably want to throw blue stones on. So otherwise, you'll end up spending those charms on things you may not might not have as much value, like the toys. And I already have them all. I already have all the toys and pets and everything. Well, I don't have all the toys, but
Okay, do I have to like spend the stones too?
no, the stones are fine. You don't have to use the stones.
Okay.
You just need to get rid of the charms, the currency, the little pet currency, the pet charm currency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
can
want to
still spend
spend
the
that.
charms on pets and toys. Yeah, you can. Okay.
If you're getting pets and
Um,
toys with the charms, it's okay. But if you're getting stones, you're not going to be able to get stones as of tomorrow.
Usually I get pets and toys, but I think I've gotten most of the pets that I can, actually.
Yeah, if you've already bought the
Actually.
pets, then you'll want to probably buy blue stones. I recommend buying blue stones just because all the wild pets that you're going to pick up when BFA first comes out, there'll probably
Yeah.
be a bunch of wild pets that you go and capture, and you'll want to put blue stones on those right away.
Look at this. So CTR forever. Come on. Okay, so how about the real tears, man? When talking
Yeah,
about
how
my
did you do that? Were you
weapons.
like stabbing yourself somewhere or something? I mean,
Acting!
you are an actor.
Acting.
Dude, this top. Look at my top. Turarts. Not the black one.
I love the
The
blue
blue
top.
one?
I like the peekaboo though. Like, not appropriate stuff to talk about right now.
Cleavage.
Yes, I like
Show's over.
cleavage top.
Do whatever you want.
Okay, so, I'll just have you know. Sal, you were amazing. Thank you, Fresley. Esh, she's an S actress. You know what? I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think that we call women actors as well. Except if it's the Oscars. So
Reading slow was very hard.
In
Just
Star
gonna
Trek
prove that.
and in Battlestar Galactica, they call all the female officers sir.
exactly. Sal was amazing. Sal is amazing. Thank you, Grandegas. I know who Corpse Run Radio is. You had me in real tears a few times, especially when I was talking about Malfurion and Taranda's relationship, right?
Rhonda.
Did
My
Jack
last
have a shout out? I don't know why I'm not paying very close attention. I see Jack is in the chat room. Hi, Jack. Shout out to Jack. He's was with us at the beginning of this expansion, all last expansion, and even before that. He was with us for a really long time. So, hi, Jack. Yeah, I will yell at you for not getting out of the fire if you come raid with us in BFA.
I got like a table. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Tablecloth. I can use that again. My whole apartment is in destruction right now, and there's broken glass behind me.
Be careful when you get up.
It's not a lot of broken glass. It's only that much. Yeah. But like Navox totally called that. He was like, don't do that. That would be silly. And it was. And first thing I did was
Navox
go,
is so smart.
If you're going to light fires in your apartment, you should at least do them right next to, what's the opposite of fire-resistant drapes?
Oh, yeah, these will burn immediately.
Yeah. Whatever the opposite of fire resistant is. Fire resistant. Yeah, Nav says the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna put up paper and then light some fires up in here.
Sally, you need this. Okay, go get a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Yeah,
Need
you
one.
need
Right
a
next to your
weirdly
computer.
not red fire extinguisher. Am I the only one who's ever? I've never seen a not red.
It's a different
Yep.
kind of fire extinguisher.
Dry
They say
chemical.
the opposite of fire resistant is waterproof.
Flammable.
That's what the
Flammable.
dictionary gave me. So
Nav's just no fun, Sal. That's right, a comp.
Fire
A
system.
comp. It's really nice to see you in the chat room, by the way. Kerosene soaked straight flammable. Inflammable means flammable. What a country. Fire resistant. Yeah, these are definitely just curtains that I threw over. So what I did, here's how I made the magic happen here. I have a large living area. It's like divided into 4. Like I've it's a basement, but it's humongous. Okay. So, and this is my office kind of area, right? And instead of like buying a wardrobe or something, I got a clothes rack. On purpose. I can afford a wardrobe. All right. I mean, IKEA is around.
You have to
Now-
be careful owning wardrobes because sometimes they're portals, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, you know, I
guess it's-
think that I've outgrown the portal thing is the thing. I think, if I remember the books correctly, Peter and Susan weren't able to go to Narnia after they hit puberty.
I was just thinking, well, it could be
Yes.
nice in the summertime because you'd save on electricity if you just open the thing and let all the cold air come in from the wintry place that they go to.
Yeah, but it wasn't always the wintry place. You're just thinking of the most famous one, the wintry place. But it wasn't always that way.
But puberty is not this like line you cross. It's like this,
It was for me.
gradient. It's like this gradient. Okay, well maybe the line can be, a short gradient, but it's not a line. It's not like you just step over it and suddenly you can't go to Narnia anymore. Isn't there
Well,
like a,
apparently Peter and Susan stepped over whatever line, and like only like the younger dude and the younger girl could go. And remember, the younger dude is the one that was tempted by the White Witch in the first place with the Turkish delight.
This has just
And
blown
when-
my immersion completely. It's just
As you age and you get closer to maturity, the destination changes. So, like when you're young and you haven't done any puberty, it's Narnia. And then when you're like a young teenager and you're partway through puberty, it's Disneyland. And then when you become almost an adult, it's just a gas station in New Jersey. And then once you're full on grown up, it's just clothes in there. Like it's just, but they're not your clothes is the thing. Like it's some other human being's outfits in your now non-magical wardrobe. That's how it works. I read the books. I'm well versed.
well, you could. I mean,
Sorry.
oh, Tana, Navox.
Swayze had a good one too.
I have eaten much Turkish delight.
I always thought Turkish delight was
folks.
like rolled up shaved turkey, like caramelized with brown sugar. And when I found out what it actually was, I was kind of sad.
The thing is, it usually tastes of rose, and I don't actually like the taste of rose water, like the rose.
I'm not a fan of. I don't
Um,
like the facey. I don't not rose water.
you use
But-
rose water when you make baklava, and baklava is wonderful.
God, I love baklava.
Do you
guys
use
can
rose
teach me
water
all
with
your
baklava?
Just mail it all to me.
We made it once. It
You
was
used rose
wonderful,
water.
and it used rose water. Yep, and a crap load of honey.
Honey, like
The-
simple syrup.
They had the phyllo bread. Oh, I love
The
You don't want to do simple syrup. No, you do honey.
Now,
You
listen.
can do both.
Honey.
I have been to the place in Istanbul that supposedly has the best baklava in the world. No, sorry, in Istanbul. And if you're saying it's the best baklava in Istanbul, you're basically saying it's the best in the world. You know, and
Are you going to tell me they use simple syrup?
I don't know what the frick they use.
Okay.
It's probably honey. Anyway, it's really sweet. But baklava is the best. But you only need one piece.
Oh, you do.
You
Just
know,
oh, so good.
you just need a little bit because that is a lot of sweet. That's a lot of sweet. That, oh my God. So when I lived in Istanbul, I would go to this place every day.
Constantinople.
No, this was after it. After it was Constantinople, it was Istanbul.
So if you
Not
have
a
a
lot
date
of
in
people don't know
Constantinople,
that.
they'll be waiting in Istanbul.
Right. Mm-hmm. I did have a date in Constantinople. Anyway, so I would go to this coffee shop every day and get like a little bitty coffee. It was like this, like little bitty, but it's like, you know, sludge, like mud, like Turkish coffee. No, it,
You'll
okay,
start here
imagine,
and go up.
imagine taking that size of a coffee, but condense it. It's like espresso, but thicker. You're like chewing it, your coffee. So so you get the baklava in your Turkish coffee. And, you know, it's like bitter as hell and sweet as hell. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So if they were going to make a baklava served somewhere on I don't know, somewhere in the Star Wars universe, would they call it Chewbaklava?
No, they would not, because it would have hair in it and no one would like it.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
So did the Solo movie have anything about like how Chewie and Han got together?
Yes.
They first hooked up.
Yes.
That's cool. I can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna have to stream it though. It's like espresso but thicker. That was my tagline when wrestling in high school as the Turkish delight.
It's like espresso but thicker. I don't know how high school wrestlers talk to each other. I assume it's the same as pro wrestling.
No, I'd imagine that they're just high school kids going like, I don't know. I'm Groot. I'm Groot.
Spot
Think of
on.
the word.
Actually, what
Groot.
happens now is their parents talk for them. So it's great.
You know. Swizzy, here's a real story. Here's a real question. I want to know, did you wrestle in high school? Yes or no? And then later on, I'll ask your wife to describe it for me. Because I wouldn't, you know.
I do have to go though, guys. I have an early morning tomorrow. But
Well,
this is probably one of my favorite
Because I have a
shows.
cat walking behind it.
I probably should
Nice.
roll too. I was super nervous starting this one actually.
This
and
was
I
good.
felt like it
Were
went
you?
really well. Yeah, I kind of was. Because it was so different. It was something that I hadn't ever done with the show before, and I was like, I don't know, at least with the regular show, I have my previous shows to fall back on. Like if I lose track of what's happening or if I feel like I need to say something, I have like a frame of reference for how the show normally works. So this being different, I was like, all right, no, I'm excited to do it, but I'm a little nervous. I feel like it went really well.
I am happy about it. I wish that we had this idea a few weeks ago so we could have, because we pulled this together in a few
like 8 hours.
This started about 10 hours ago, 11 hours ago.
10 o'clock or 11. I don't know. Whenever I woke
And
up from my nap.
I never had a chance to go over the show notes very well, so sorry I was lost a couple of times.
Oh god,
They were
next week.
done like 15 minutes before the show started. Like, or 20 minutes before the show started. Because I still had to work, and I stopped work at like 7 or something. I don't know. And then it was like,
Next show is gonna be on fire.
the next
things
show
might actually be on fire.
Hope not, Sal. Because
Okay,
you were
those
on
are
the
last
show was on fire.
candles.
Oh,
Last
if we're having
candles,
Nav
I
and
do.
Berserker, I have to make a new overlay, don't I?
Yes, you do. Cool.
Do
So,
that.
Eshelon will switch back to our normal kind of format for next time, and but there'll be
There may be no raid report, just depends on if anybody kills anything. I wouldn't be surprised if there's nothing.
okay. So if there's
I'll
no
kill
raid
something for you,
report, why don't you tell us about? Do we know anything about the first raid that's going to happen in Buffa?
We have some idea.
Pronounced Barfa.
Yes. I thought it was buffet. IFA. Okay.
Oh, Navox, be quiet. So, why don't you just tell us kind of like I don't say anything now. Okay. I have zero clue what a first raid would even look like, where we're going, and what the point of it is. Okay. So.
Well, I haven't spoiled myself much on story, so I won't have much for you in terms of why we're doing it, but we can talk about a few things.
I can talk about all the dinosaurs that we killed at BlizzCon. That was a 5-man, though. And I don't remember what the raid was. I just remember I was wearing troll clothing.
What are you talking about?
We 5-manned. I have a photo of us, actually. Some kind Blizzard employee took a photo of us. We were sitting at the computers at BlizzCon playing the 5-man. There's dinosaurs in it.
Okay.
I did that dungeon. We killed like 3 bosses. It's awesome.
I didn't do that at all because I didn't have a ticket to BlizzCon. That's right. So, what?
We're gonna go to BlizzCon and we're gonna play video games. Why you go to BlizzCon, right? Just play video games?
Right.
We'll sneak
I'm
you
not
in.
gonna. I don't have a ticket.
Big- Put you in my pocket.
Oh,
What's in my pocket?
what is in your pocket?
I should keep this. I did not know that was.
Was it from the last funeral you went to?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So, all right. Sure, cool. To me, it's a little early. Even I might play some HOTS or something. I don't know. I'll get in regular WoW game to see if anyone wants to flirt with me. First, but Barf, yes, I'm going to BlizzCon, and I still have a place to sleep, right?
Yeah, we Gucci.
Okay.
Get a badge.
I understand that it's either now too late or a little bit too late to like switch names on a badge, but
Not true. It will be in 4 days.
okay.
Oh, I thought it already was.
Well, they had originally said the 12th. They pushed it back to the 20th. So
Cool.
we got a few
I
days.
get paid on the 26th. So yeah, but what I'll have to do, because I'm not gonna let anyone put aside a ticket for me and me not pay them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my plan to not buy a ticket because of how little I spend at the con because of the CTR party, but that's not the case this year. So I'm like, well, wish I bought a ticket then, you know. But I'll wait till there's always people looking to sell tickets, so I'll wait till we get there.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I would like to be in the con this year if I can. The next time you can changes at the event, right? Yeah, and it's easy to change the event is the thing. It's like trivial. But you know,
But
you know, like
4 days remain if it so happens to work out that way. Or at the event.
I'm really happy about Barf's face when I poured one out for my homies.
That was the most surprising thing I've seen in a long time. I did not expect you to just... I was sure you were going to drink it or you were going to pour it out and there wasn't going to be anything in it. And you just straight poured it all over your desk and probably all of your most expensive things. So who even knows what?
It was into my lap, and it was water. And I have a skirt on.
Yucky.
It's wet now.
Yucky.
I have a wet skirt on. So Winchester, another great converted in the can. Okay, cool.
All right, I am
Vertigo.
gonna- Yes,
Shit.
Vertigo,
I'm-
you okay?
Okay.
Me too.
I've been sick all day. I have no idea. It's been like everything's spinning. So we've been drinking water. I've been through. So you see this mic, how big it is? I've been through 3 waters this big, but thicker, glass size. You know, that's a really odd thing to
This
just
big
kind of.
black mic.
Yeah. Lots of water, but we'll see.
Nice.
That's what I think it is, Silverbolt. So I have some eardrops from my last ear infection. I'm gonna put in and play guess which ear.
That was a really interesting string of words there. Gonna
Yeah.
say goodnight now.
Yeah. I'm gonna say goodnight to you. What we talk about. Yeah.
I'm going to be the
Yeah.
third person to touch my chin and say goodnight. Good night, everybody. I love
Good
you.
night.
Good night.